Ngiyadumilisa kaofela kaofapana halona ngisho wena lapho sekhaya nawe useTexini nawe usesigila ngisho kanye nawe usespanini ngithi you are tuned to Daveytontv #we're doing it ourselves and you're watching Lalela, a show that focuses on bettering the youth, a show that focuses on inspiring, teaching the youth, and I'm your host Sem Khumalo umdunga umbulazo mashobana. Without wasting of any time, I have a phenomenal guest on studio namuhla. But let me not waste the fun, as in, let me let him explain himself.
Wow, what an interesting introduction. This is Lalela, that's the same name. I was not there in that discussion of selecting of the name, but I go by the name Lalela. Now, it might puzzle you, I'll explain it on the other time. Now, I normally define myself not because of what other people have said, but what I've said for myself. This is the transformer of dysfunctionality, the man that will help you to activate your tame dreams and nurture your neglected potential. Welcome to Daveytontv. It's nice to be here, to be the guest. This is an international TV, just in case people didn't know. Never despise the small beginnings.
It is indeed. And we are lovely as Daveytontv to have you because we are blessed. And I know people at home who are watching, they will be blessed as well. And this is a show that, actually, let me say, in Daveytontv, it's where magic happens.
Wow.
So since we have you, it will be a double pushing.
Wow.
So, namuhla, Mr. Mkhaya, that's the tempter of dreams. So, our topic namuhla goes as perseverance in persecution. What I want to understand, what I want to know, according to you, what is perseverance?
Okay. Perseverance, it's two terms. Serve is within perseverance. Perseverance reveals the process in which one goes through, despite the odds, despite the challenges, despite the limiting and challenging factors of life. You persevere when you see something greater than what you are currently going through. Perseverance is the process of an individual or any other thing that perseveres through that process because of something greater than the now. Now, perseverance, we normally use the term, uzoba strong. In the Kasi language, we say uzoba strong. It's a process of becoming. You are not yet there. You've persevered when you finish the process, but you are persevering while you are going through the process. And the process makes you better than you are at the moment. But it also gives you temptation to quit. It also gives you temptation to surrender. It also gives you temptation to give up. But because there is something on the other side that is so great, that is so splendid, that is so attractive, you endure. You go through this process, persevering. Now, in the Bible, it says Christ persevered for what was on the other side, the glory in the kingdom of God. Yes.
In that statement of saying persevering for what you know the future has,
yes.
How do you help a person who doesn't know what in what is to come? How do you get to open amehlo walo muntu lo?
Now, somebody, you might be at home sitting there and say, okay, I hear these guys talking about perseverance. I'm being in the process, but I do not know how to go through this process. I do not see something greater. Our problem is that we look outside than looking within. You only see better when your eyes closed. Because your physical eyes are limited by the objects and obstacles that are around you. For example, I cannot see what is behind you with my natural eye. But if I close my physical eye and start to see with my inner eye, spiritual eye, I can see beyond that. Now, you are sitting at home wondering, How do you go through this process of persevering? Close your eyes. Look within. Switch off all the opinions of other people about who you are and what you ought to be doing. And start looking within and say, what is it that I'm capable of doing? I bet if you are older than 10 years, you've already went through so much and it didn't kill you. Instead, when you look back, you say, I'm strong. But every day you will encounter challenges. You will encounter things that you need to persevere through.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ndansekaya, my brother, my sister, ngikhuluma nawe ngithi yes, to persecution or perseverance rather, it helps you ukuthi know lento ongayazi namhlanje. Because of what you know today, it is because you were able to persevere. Persevere on what's your dream. Persevere on what you believe in, because your belief is to help you to be the seed that is to serve your family. So, my sister, my brother, la ukhona khona, regardless of what situation it is, persevere, because in the persevering there is light.
And there is also strength. Perseverance. It builds strength. Now, if you take the butterfly, it's born as a larva, it becomes a pupa. It struggles on the cocoon.
Wow. Meaning there's a process within.
There is a process. There is a process. Now, you may try to help this pupa that is struggling in this cocoon by peeling the cocoon. By doing that, you are hindering the potential growth of that butterfly. Because the strength of the butterfly is birthed in the process of struggling with the cocoon that covers it. We don't become stronger by not facing challenges, by not going through the storms. We become stronger when we go through things that challenge us mentally, emotionally, relationally, financially, in all spheres of our lives. For us to be stronger, we have to go through. There's this interesting thing. The muscles of a baby get stronger as the child continues to struggle to stand up. The bones of a child, to be able to allow that child to stand, is through those struggles. Imagine if you were to say, Mntwanami, umncane, stop trying to walk, stop falling and stumbling, I'll carry you all the time. You will raise a dwarf kid who's not strong. Hence, people go to the gym. They lift these heavy things. They don't like it. There is no joy in lifting those weights. There is no joy in running on that treadmill. But there is strength that can only come by going through the process.
Wow, powerful insight that one. Ndanasekhaya bhuti wami nivulavula na wena ngithetha nawe kwali wena. In persevering there is strength. After you persevering, there is a strength and there is something that you will learn. For now, I read a quote that says, kahle kahle Manihlana said so once upon a time. There are two kinds of learning, a continuous learning and a learning curve. So in your perseverance, in your life, what you are going through, it's a process. What you are going through, it's a learning curve. Don't die in the midst of a learning curve, but let it teach you something. Wow. What I would love to know again, Uti. So umuntu osekhaya right now, Oti, yazi mina ngibegezeli, like I tried so many ways. I've read all that I can read. I have listened all that I can listen to. I have followed every guide that I can follow. But there's nothing that is changing. So do I still continue persevering?
Now, that is interesting. Most people learn perseverance by doing nothing. Other people, I'll make an analogy. They go to the gym, January in the beginning of the year. All have resolution. I want to be fit, I want to be strong, but they sign the subscription. they pay monthly premiums.
Yeah.
It's only the monthly premium that goes to the gym, and they stay home and wonder why they are not getting fit.
Yeah, yeah.
In good days, they visit the gym, check the weight, and say, hey, people love us strong. But they do not make an attempt to lift the weight. You cannot be strong. Nothing will change until you change.
Yeah, yeah.
Change begins within. It begins with the responsibility and accountability. Responsibility to your dreams, responsibility to your vision, responsibility to your mission, to who you want to become. And you start being responsible to that person and accountable. Now you may be sitting at home and saying, I've tried all things. I've discovered this. Most people who say they have tried all things, most of the time they've tried nothing. Because once you start asking and say, mention 5 things that you have tried, be specific in you mentioning the 5 things, they will start like, eish, you understand? Now, there is a difference between trying something and wanting to do something. If your mindset, you're sitting at home and say, I'm trying once, nothing will change.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes through the process. A seed, until it dies, there is no life.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Death produces life. I know, until you die with your negative mentality, until you die in things that are hindering you, as long as you still justify your reasons not to succeed, as long as you still defend your excuses, as long as you defend your situation, it will remain. Because you are protecting the situation that is not helping you.
Power. Babugile Kha, Nandansuela, allow. The key word, it's allow. Allow to be changed. Allow yourself to die so that new things can be birthed. Go away. That's what you had to do. Moving again to my second question, it's what is persecution? Because now, we face Izindo, see youth, we face Izindo that they stumble us and they kill us in such a way that the motive, the energy is died. So I want to know from you, Guti, persecution, what impact does it have?
Thank you for that question. Now, we're talking about perseverance and persecution. Most of the time, these 2 words interchange in the process. You need to persevere while you're being persecuted. Now, persecution, I would use an analogy of 3 phases. There is a persecutor.
Okay.
There is persecution, which is the process. There is the persecuted. Just like there is a driver, there is a driving, there is a driven. Persecutor, now if we use somebody who's persecuting you, it's somebody who wants to inflict pain with aim to harm, with aim to destroy, with aim to hinder, with aim to kill whatever you were attempting to be or to do. Persecution, therefore, becomes that process in which you go through. You understand? It's execution if somebody kills you now and you're dead. But if they continuously torment you, they feed you this poison slowly. And it decreases your body, it shrinks your dreams, it shrinks your vision, it shrinks who you are within you. Then you are being persecuted. Now, the one who's persecuted is the receiver of that harmful treatment. Now, there are 2 ways. We spoke of the persecutor. Persecution and persecuted.
Yes.
But you can also be, what is interesting, you are sitting at home and say, but I don't have people who are treating me negative, who are doing things to harm me and kill me. Guess what? In the absence of the external others, Ndasekaya, you are the one persecuting yourself.
Wow.
The reason that you are not happy now, the reason that you are grumpy, you are angry, but you cannot pinpoint who is making you angry. You are the one.
In that state of angriness, yes. What I'm reminded of, uzinto thina esafara kuzo most of the time, it's us, and then we shift the blame. Namuhla, I'm giving you a challenge, I'm giving you a task. Stop shifting the blame and take responsibility of your actions, because action determines your move, determines the future. So if you are to take good ones, then your future will be bright.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You've mentioned a good word, blame. The word blame starts with a B. B,
yes.
That's a state of being. Lame is a state of paralytic. Is a state of immobility. Is a state of stagnance. Is a state of lack of movement. Anything that does not move, but it has life in it, it becomes lame, and it starts to blame. The moment you find yourself blaming other people, you have allowed the state of lameness, the state of immobility. Now, there is a saying that a lion doesn't pay attention when the small dog barks.
Okay, yeah.
Because it understands who it is
to
pay attention to the noise of a dog. There are serious things that it's busy with. Now, when we start to blame others, it's when we have shifted focus on what we're supposed to do and start paying attention to other people's doing. And we discover later that we have been moved where we are and start blaming the others as to why we didn't move, so that we can feel good about ourselves, shifting accountability, shifting responsibility. And now we start to say we are being persecuted, yet we are the source of our own persecution.
Great. Since move. I hear move. So now Mundekaya, he's there. They have a dream. They have what is burning inside of them. They have this idea, what ways that will help them to move. Because yes, they have it in them. They have the potential.
Yes.
But what ways that can help them to move?
Now, part of movement, you need to understand that you have the ability to move. That's the first step. If it didn't occur within your mind that you've got an ability to move, you will wait for people to move you.
You have the ability to move when an applicant.
So start within you and say, I was not born like this chair to stay in one place until somebody shifts me. I was given legs to move. Even if you don't have legs, you've got other means. If you are in crutches or wheelchair, but you've got ability.
The voice.
Yes, you've got ability to shift where you are. And it starts with the mind. If you didn't move with your mind, you wouldn't move with your body. So you are at home thinking as to, how do I move? How do I shift? It starts within you. Again, see something better than where you are. And be pulled instead of being pushed. Be pulled by what is great. Be pulled by what is attractive. Instead of being pushed. Because push has no motivation in it. It's pulling that has motivation in it. Now, that's the first step. The second step, now you might be having a dream of being a writer. And say, I've got this dream, I need to write. But my question to people who have similar dreams like writing, I ask them, where is your first draft? Where have you written? Because you need to birth the idea in some form. You understand? Like a child, when you are pregnant endlessly, the child will die within you, and it will kill you. But if you birth it, people will come to help you. During the process of pregnancy, there are people who are there and say, "Are you pregnant? So many months." Yes, there will be people who will come to you and say, "Hey, you've got this. You look like somebody who's got potential." Potential is the ability that is not yet used.
Oh, Sekai. Wow. Now yes, ukutiwa, use what you have to get what you don't have. Because if you wait for the right time might never come. So today is the day for you to start doing.
To add to that, while we are conversing, having these conversations that are so interesting within me, those who relate with the story of fishing in the Bible, Jesus comes at the lake. He found men who were then knitting their net or cleaning their net, depending on the translation. But these men didn't get what they hoped to get. They were there disappointed, but they didn't leave their profession. They were there to prepare for what might come on the night of that day.
You anticipate.
Now Christ comes, he asked them a question, and they said, "We've been toiling whole night." It's like my brother at home, my sister at home. You might be saying, "I've been toiling whole night. I've tried whole night, but I caught nothing." But now, do not be locked up in the nothingness, but open your ears
to what you have
and the eyes to what is happening around you. Christ borrowed the boat of Peter, who's disappointed. He says, "Let's use what you have to take you to where you've never been." He says, "Let's launch it to the deep." Now, understand the meaning and the significance of that. Peter have toiled in the shallow waters whole night and caught nothing. Number two, Christ comes and says, "Let's go to the deep." Outside your comfort zone. Let me take you outside your comfort zone. Outside your familiar environment. Now, remember, this is the morning. They told the whole night. Be flexible in your transformation. That things may not happen on the time you normally do things.
Great.
You might be called to go where you've never been. Be teachable enough to go where you've never been and to do what you've never done.
Powerful.
You understand?
Yes, until you move from your comfort zone, it's hard for you to be what you are to be. Because it might be the problem, Guti, to venture into another life, another chapter of your life. So move from where you are. Find different people to talk to. Move. If it's a content that you read, if the music that you listen to, change your channel, change your tune, change your tune. Wow. I would love Guti Okulume and advise a youth that is out there and tell them what is in your heart.
Thank you, sir, for that opportunity. You are sitting at home, irrespective of your age. You are wondering, is there hope? Some may be thinking of taking their lives. Now, let me share with you the key questions you should start asking yourself. Who are you? What material have you been made of? The Bible tells us that God called the meeting to create us. He says, "I'll make man in the image and the likeness." You are made in the image and the likeness of God. Number two, understand who you are. Then once you understand who are you, you belong to God, you are a child of God, you are a son, you are a daughter of God. You will have ability to find who you are. And in finding who you are, you will get to understand what you are here for, which is the purpose. Purpose is birthed out after identity. And purpose will give you vision. Vision is the picture of what is to come that you have not yet seen. But once you understand what you are here for, based on who you are and who are you, you will be able to fulfill or pursue your purpose. You will discover your potential. You will develop your potential, and you will deploy your potential. Just like a seed. Plant yourself in the right environment. An environment that will nurture you. An environment that will encourage and inspire you and allow growth to take place. Growth is not comfortable. Growth means stop doing what you've been doing. Otherwise, you will get the same results. Growth means change recipe. Growth means change strategy, change association. Feed your mind. Be careful of what you watch. Be careful of what you listen to. If it is not adding value in who you are, change and feed yourself what gives value. Get hope and associate with the right people.
Powerful. So I heard that you're an author. So can you tell us more? Maybe just 2 minutes of what is inside and
Well, this is, I call it a toolkit. Somebody once asked, what did you choose the nugget? A nugget, normally people know chicken nuggets. It's something that will give you taste. It's something that will not fill your stomach, but it will get you appetite. Now, this book, again, it was started on WhatsApp. It was the messages that I normally send to my mentees, up until I got challenged to compile those messages to this book. Now, in this book, you will get to understand that leadership has nothing to do with title. Leadership has nothing to do with position. But leadership is the ability to change things for the better. Leadership is the vehicle of change. Leadership is the tool that gives us hope. And leaders are those who have discovered how to change that reality. And within this book, you can finish it just in 2 hours if you are an avid reader, but you can finish it if you are even the laziest person in reading. Can finish this book in 1 day. Dedicate yourself, you will finish it in 1 day. But it was not meant to be finished on 1 day. It's a 40 days journey. Take one nugget a day and digest it, study it. Books are not meant to be read cover to cover for the sake of just consuming, but they are meant to activate our thinking. So in this book, I define leadership as the byproduct of self-discovery. Up until you find you, you will never find your leadership. And once you find you, I spoke of purpose. I said, until you are committed in fulfilling your life purpose, you are not yet a leader that you are born to be. So with this book, what is interesting, great CEOs are reading this book. Telecom CEO, Anglo-American CEO, the chairman of Anglo-American, chairperson of IDC, vice presidents of Sasol, executive leaders of big petroleum companies. Nimrod Nkosi, all the famous people that you know.
So get the book. The book will help you a lot. So say, if abantu look taller, how do they get hold of you?
Okay, if you want to get hold of me, you might be sitting at home and saying, I just need to talk to this guy. You said something that I was not clear about. You can dial 076 102 1957. It's 076 102 1957. The email is emergingleadersarise@gmail.com. Emergingleadersarise at gmail.com. It's one word, emergingleadersarise@gmail.com. That's how you get hold of me. Otherwise, stay connected, stay tuned to Daveytontv. You are the best. Do not doubt that. Rise and shine.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Mkhai, to have you on our studio. We're very blessed and we're very honored. Dan Sekaya, we thank you to being with us on our show called Lalela. Daveytontv, hashtag we're doing it ourselves, where magic happen. I'm your host, Sam Kumano. Hamba with an author here, Mr. Lihem Kai.
Daveytontv, hashtag we're doing it ourselves.
So, good people, you may please subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us again for more content that will inspire you, that will teach you, that will unlock you. Stay tuned to Daveytontv, hashtag we're doing it ourselves. We are for the community. Shalom.